What's poppin' peaches? What's poppin' peaches? What's poppin' peaches? How are you guys today? How are you guys today? So today we're just gonna do a relaxing little coding session with lots of keyboard sounds. And whispers. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm not sure how many of you guys actually like the coding stuff, but I really like it. And I thought you guys would like some keyboard sounds, so I have my mic nice and close to the keyboard so you guys can hear the sounds. I'm actually leaning down really far to actually get you guys to hear my voice right now, but yeah, that's besides the point. So without further ado, let's just get started. So just some background on the application that I'm actually working on right now. It's a recipe app, which is gonna just allow a user to log in and store their recipes. So as you can see, I'm not the best coder, but I really like it, and I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I want to work on something like this, which I think it's pretty cool because it involves using databases and a bunch of other stuff, and I've never really created an application before where you can actually do all of that stuff and the user can actually log in and everything. So yeah, this is new to me. So if any of you guys are coding experts, you're probably gonna find this video pretty boring and think that you might find it relaxing, but you're probably gonna think I'm not a very good coder, which yeah, I'm not. So let's just get that out of the way real quick. Okay, so let's get started. So this class right here is just defining what I'm putting inside of the database. So as you can see here, right here, it's the user. So I'm storing users inside of the database. So when someone logs in, they can get their account, And also, of course, it's a recipe app. I'm going to be storing recipes. And I'm going to make one quick change here because each recipe is going to need to have a link back to the user, because there's not just going to be recipes floating around in midair or in the database, They have to be linked to the user. You got to know what user created that recipe, right? So I'm going to add a field in the recipe when it's stored called user ID, and it's going to be an integer. Yeah, so just gonna go ahead and add that here so they have that. So then when we add a recipe, you can link the user ID, or you can link the recipe to the user. So let's go back into here. Right here, I have a bunch of endpoints that are going to be used to add, delete, do a bunch of other stuff with the database. So I'm using a language called SQL, and I'm not very good at SQL, so I'm still a newbie, but let's just try this out here. So we're going to make an endpoint here for creating a new recipe. So let's just go with what I was doing before. So yeah, it's going to be a post request. Don't worry about any of this stuff. I'm just talking to myself. I hope you guys find it relaxing. So we're going to do app, or was it app? Yes. Sorry. App.post. And it's going to be, let's see. Yeah, so the endpoint is going to be /API /recipe / and then we're going to pass in user ID. Okay, or actually, I don't know if we would, because it's a post request. My bad, guys. This is not an educational tutorial. I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, so we'll go /API /recipe, because we're creating a new recipe here. And then we're going to pass back a callback function with a request and a response. And there we go. So First thing we need to do here is we need to check and make sure that all of the fields are there. So as you can see, right here we have the ID. That's going to be auto-generated for us, so we don't need to worry about that. We have user ID, name, type, serving amount, ingredients, and direction. So we need to make sure all of those things are there. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to have an array of errors just like this one up here. Let errors equal array, and then if request.body. So we're looking at the request. They should be passing us in. How this works is they pass in all of the parts of the recipe, and we create the recipe with those parts. So we need to make sure that, for example, each recipe has a name, each recipe has the ingredients, all of that stuff, you know. So request.body. Let's see, the first thing on here is user ID. So we need to make sure it has a user ID. User ID right here. So basically, if it's not there, we're gonna have an error because we need that to be there. So we're going to do errors.push. Let's see, what did I say up here? I want to be consistent. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna say no user ID specified. Okay, and then we're going to do if there is not a name for the recipe either, errors.push no name specified. Okay, let me look at my recipe to see. Next is the type. So I'm kind of funny. I wanted to add in, I mean, it's my own app, so I can do whatever I want, obviously. But I wanted to add in the type of the recipe. That's not normal, but I just wanted to add in, like, is it a snack? Is it a dessert? Is it for breakfast? You know, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I just wanted to add it in. So yeah. So no. So if there is not a type, if they didn't pass that in, we're gonna have an error. So no type specified for that one. Actually, let's put periods for all of these. Okay, let's continue. So if there isn't, let's see, what's the next one? Whoa. Whoops. So if there isn't a serving amount, let's talk about serving amounts for a second. Why are they so small? I literally eat, like, for everything. Like, I eat probably 3 times the serving size that it actually says on there. So I don't trust nothing out here. I don't trust nothing. But either way, we're still gonna do it. So serving amount. So if there is not a serving amount specified, we're gonna throw another error. Errors.push. And for those of you guys, if you guys actually want to learn, I'll explain this, like what I'm doing here, or I'll try and explain it as the best I can. This is just a method. If you guys don't know what an array is, watch my Java series, okay? I want to get more videos out on that explaining what all this stuff is, but if you guys know what an array is, I can tell you what the push does. It just basically adds a new element to the array, if you guys know what that is and are wondering about that, okay? So yeah, so we're just pushing new errors onto this error array. Anyway, font size specified. Cool. Let's keep going. Let's check the next thing. Oh wait, was that? Okay, yeah, I put the right thing there. Ingredients is the next thing. I misspelled ingredients. None of you guys saw that, okay? This doesn't leave this room. Okay, so if there is no ingredients listed, we're gonna push a new error. Okay, last one. So if there is no, okay, so yeah, if there's no directions. We're gonna push a new error. Alrighty. Okay, so basically, if any of these things are not filled out, there's going to be an error. So what we're going to do, let me check this method up here for a second. Okay, yeah, we don't need to do anything. Okay, so yeah, so if there's an error now, we don't want to continue because we don't want recipes going into the database that are incomplete. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if. I know there's a lot of if statements here. That's kind of how coding works sometimes. So if there is, so basically how this works, if any of you guys are wondering, just passing this in. Normally in an if statement you need a true or false value. So obviously this is not equal to true or false. It's just a bunch of strings like this and this and this that you're adding into it. But in JavaScript and a lot of other languages too, if something is empty, it will return. If you put it in an if statement, it returns false. And if there is something in it, it will return true. So basically this is just shorthand for saying something like, if this equals an empty array, so we don't, instead of doing that, or if this equals null. Okay, so that's just null means there's nothing in it. So it's kind of shorthand for doing that. So I just like doing this because if there's something in the errors array, it returns true, and the code inside of this block will be executed. So yeah, just a quick thing there. So if there's nothing in there, it will just skip over this, which is exactly what I want. So okay, so if there is an error, then what we're gonna do is we're going to send a response back to whoever requested that, and we're basically going to say it's JSON. JSON is JavaScript object notation. It's just a way of formatting stuff. I can't get into that. That's gonna take too long. So yeah, just don't worry about any of this stuff. I'm sure none of you guys really even care about this, but yeah, I just like explaining stuff. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to have a message, and our message is going to say error, and then we're going to have errors, and we are going to list our errors right here. So actually, and let's do response dot status. So basically what this does right here is it sets, everyone probably knows this, if you get like a 404 error, it means like the page was not found. Well, in HTTP requests, they have lots of different errors that could happen, and 400, close to 404, all of the 400 range responses are errors. So 400 just means you made a bad request. So I'm sending back a response, an HTTP response, and with a code of 400, which means that you made a bad request because you didn't fill in one of these things up here. So yeah, I'm basically saying you made a bad request, and then I'm passing this JSON to them, which is explaining what the errors are, because as I went through and checked, I would push an error on there. So if they didn't, for example, if they didn't specify a name, I went and pushed no name specified onto this errors array, and now at the end they will get this errors array and see what they did wrong so they can correct it next time. Yeah, so pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, that's it for that. And now we can continue. So yeah, so let's go else. So basically else means if this if statement was not executed, then we go to this automatically. So if there is no error, basically that's what this else statement means. If there is no error, then we're going to continue, and what we're going to do is we're going to have our data right here. So we're going to pass in, we put this data, like for example in here, we put this data here so we can pass it into the database. We gotta format it into like this stuff so then we can print it back out. Don't worry about it too much. Okay, so let's see, we have user ID, and this is just gonna be request.body user ID. I keep putting an S instead of a D. What's wrong with me? Name, and that's just gonna be request.body.name. I don't remember all these off the top of my head. So we have ID, name, type. Okay, type. So type is request.body.type. You get how this is kind of going. Request.body. Whatever this is right here. So yeah. So request.body serving amount is the serving amount. Let's see, ingredients and then directions. Okay. Oh my goodness. Whoops. That would have not been good. I would have been super confused if I didn't catch that. Alright, so yeah, we're just gonna pass all that into the data, and basically we're just keeping this data in here for when we want to, after the recipe's been added, we can send all of this data back to the user if they need it. So yeah, now time for the tough part, because I'm freaking terrible at SQL, which is it's a database language. So okay, so yeah, we have to, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to define a variable, set it equal to an SQL command. So what we want to do, we're just gonna store it in a string. Don't worry if you guys don't know what any of this is. I really hope to get some videos up on what all of this stuff is, so then maybe you'll be able to rewatch this video later and be like, oh, I know what's going on here. Okay, so we're going to insert into recipe. Why? I can never spell recipe right. Okay, I think that's what I named it. Yes, I named it recipe. Okay, so we're inserting into the recipe table, which is where all the recipes are stored. And value. Let's see, was that what it was? No. We gotta say what we're inserting. Sorry about that. So we're going to be inserting user ID and name and type. Serving amount, ingredients and directions. Cool. Okay, we can put spaces there because I don't like everything being super close together. I hope you guys like this type of ASMR because I'm enjoying myself. Okay, let's keep going. And don't worry about this if you guys are, I don't know how many of you guys we watched this far into the video, but it's not going to all be coding. Don't worry about that. I'll get other videos out. I like making those videos a lot too, so don't worry about that. Okay. I think values. Yeah, okay, so then we have to have a placeholder here. We are just going to question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6. So one more question mark. Yep. Okay, cool. So that is going to be our SQL string. I believe we may have some massive errors after this. Hopefully I'll be able to handle it in this video, or else I'll look like a complete idiot. Okay, so let's see. After we have our SQL, we gotta define our params here. Basically, those are the things that are gonna go into here, and conveniently, we've already defined them right up here, so we can just gonna be an array, and so basically we're just taking the values here from this data object. If I can spell user correctly, good lord, I misspell so many things. I'm a terrible speller, I guess. Data.name, data.type, data.serving. Why do I keep doing 2 bars? Data.serving amount. Data.ingredients. And data.directions. Cool. Alright, so now we are going to go in our database dot, I think, run here. Let's see. Yes, database dot run. Okay, so we're going to run it here, and we're going to pass in our SQL string, and that's going to the database is going to take that and be like, okay, this is what you want me to do. And we are going to pass in our params. So we have the SQL, and we're basically saying, we're inserting all these things, and it's gonna have these values, which are all question marks right now. These params right here, as you can see, there's 6 question marks, and there's 6 parameters right here in this little array. These are going to correspond to the question marks, and you gotta put them in order. So I specified user ID, name, type, serving amount, ingredients, directions. It needs to be user ID, name, type, serving amount, ingredients, directions in the parameters to make sure it works right. Okay, so we have our parameters, and then we're going to pass in a callback function. I think it's error and result. I think it might be a function actually, because yeah, it's going to be a function because we need access to the this keyword so we can get our ID back as well, because we want to pass back the ID for the recipe in case the user needs it. So function error result. What did I do here? Oh, my bad. What am I doing? I'm so used to doing arrow functions, I just messed that up. Okay. Anyway, so basically we're going to say if we have an error, we are going to send a status of 400, just like we did before, and we're going to send back a JSON response to let the user know what happened. So we're going to say error, and we're just going to tell them what the error was. Cool. And if there is no error, I think we just pass back the yep. Okay, so else. So if there is no error, that's what that means. We are going to send a response. And we're going to say, I guess message. We'll just say success. And my bad, we need this to be a string. There we go. And we're going to have our data. And then we're going to get our ID as well. This dot last ID. So yeah, that's why we need to use a regular function instead of, let me show you the other type of function that you can use in JavaScript. Instead of this type of function, you see there's no function keyword, and there's this little weird arrow thing here. So I like using these more because it's quicker. Yeah, and looks more streamlined to me. So anyway, that's why you need to use this function, because this type of function right here does not have access to I said this a lot. It doesn't have access to this right here. So I wouldn't be able to do this with the other function above. So I need to use a regular one. Anyway, so let's see here. I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and test it out. Cross our fingers here, boys. Let's move this around my little video recorder thing. Okay. Okay. So a little bit of command line knowledge here. I'm using Windows, sadly. I like Linux, but the machine I was running Linux on was so freaking slow. So I decided to just use Windows. It's a lot easier. I just like Windows a little bit better, but I love the command line for Linux. CMD is pretty close. PowerShell's even closer if you're on Windows. But anyway, CD means just change directory. If you don't know what a directory is, it's this right here. All of these folders and stuff, that's called a directory. Anyway, CD means change directory. So right now I'm at this place right here, and I want to go into the recipe app backend right here. So that's basically where my database is. So if I want to run the code, I need to get into that directory to run it. So recipe app backend. Alright, now we're in the folder, so we are going to, I just used the up arrow because I already have done this before. Yeah, npm run start. I'm using Node, so you guys probably don't know what that is, but it doesn't really matter. There you go. So we're running our database, as you can see. Server running on port 8080 and connected to SQLite database suite. Now, if you guys are wondering, if you guys want to test out like a REST API like I'm doing, I highly recommend Postman. It's super good for testing HTTP requests. So basically what I'm going to do here, I am going to go to Postman right here, and I have my recipe API, and these are just a bunch of HTTP requests. and here I was just testing before. Tiffany's actually my girlfriend's name. I was just putting in random names here. That's not her actual email, so don't you guys try and go email her or anything. You're probably gonna get another Tiffany, and she's gonna be a little bit weirded out. And yeah, Josh is great. Yeah, I'm great. I like it. And for those of you guys who don't know, my name's Josh or Joshua. Call me whatever you want. It's fine. Anyway, so we're going to go over here and click add request, and we want this to be a post request because we want it to correspond with app.post right here, because that endpoint that we just created right here receives post requests only. So this is the URL right here. So as you can see, it says running on port 8080. That's basically, instead of saying port 8080, we say localhost 8080. That's the same as port 8080, and then from there we need to type in our endpoint. So /API/recipe /API/recipe. Okay, so that's the end. Oh wait, and another slash. My bad. I think there's another slash there. Yep. Okay, another slash. Okay, so this is where we are going to send the HTTP request to, and now we need to do a little bit of stuff to get this working. So we need to send all of this stuff in the body of the HTTP request, because like I said, we just put all of this work into making sure everything is included, right? We need to have a user ID, we need to have a name, we need to have a type, all of this stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to create key value pairs. So first one, user. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. I keep typing two R's instead of ER. That's so annoying. Anyway, so our key is going to be user ID, and the value, let's just say it's 1. Okay. So for this recipe, the user ID is going to be 1. Next one, the key is going to be name, and the value. What's a good recipe? I'm at a loss for what a good recipe is. Lasagna. I'm just gonna flex on you guys that I can spell lasagna right, so that's why I wanted to put that in there. Also, I'm Italian. I really like lasagna. It's amazing. Ricotta cheese is like my favorite cheese, and I love when they put ricotta cheese in lasagna. Anyway, then we need type. And you know what? Lasagna is a breakfast food to me because I'm crazy. And then for the key, what's the next serves, no, it serves 10 people. We're gonna say it serves 10 people. But, if it's me, it serves one of me. So, it serves 10 regular people and one of me. Next one. Ingredients. Let's see, ingredients. Pasta. Ricotta, cheese. More cheese. Marinara sauce. Let's see, I'm trying to think of stuff that my girlfriend would add into it because I'm kind of a terrible cook. Onion powder. Or, no, sorry, garlic powder. Yeah, garlic powder's good. Parsley. What else? Oregano. How do you spell that? Oregano. Wait, no. Oregano. Let's just pray that's how it's spelled. Alright, I think that's enough for that. Directions. Let's see. I have no clue how to make lasagna, guys. This is kind of embarrassing. I don't know why I chose that. I shouldn't have chosen that as the recipe to make. Let's see. Directions. Get pasta. Put pasta and cheese and with cheese on top. Layer pasta. Bake. And you're done. Wow. I think that's the best lasagna tutorial you've ever heard. Amazing. I can't believe it. Okay. So now that we have these 5 things, let's just make sure we're not missing anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are we missing? What the heck are we missing? User ID, name type. User. Oh, whoops, it went down. I'm dumb. Alright, yeah, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now that we have all of this, we are going to send the HTTP request and probably get an error because I'm terrible at coding. So, let's pray here. Let's see what happens. Yeah. And we got an error. Let's see what it is. ID is not defined. ID. What are they talking about? Let's see. Let's just try it without this and see. Maybe that's the issue here. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so we're going to stop the server and restart it. Alright, everything's good. Let's try that again. Nope, still an issue. Internal server error. ID is not defined. What ID is not defined? 123. Where is that? If request.body.user ID. Did I misspell that? User ID. No, I didn't misspell it. What's the issue here? I don't get it. I don't know why there's an error here. Let's try, let's save this really quick and let's go over to the other post request. Actually, let's name it, for God's sake. Create user. So I've already done this and I'm pretty sure it works. Let's send it out. What? What the heck is going on? SQ light restraint. ID is not. What the heck are you talking about, bro? What the heck? It was literally working before. This is kind of sad, man. What the heck? It was literally working before. I don't get it. This is so sad. Let's just terminate this. Okay. Oh, okay. I think for this one, it just was, it needed to be unique. So yeah, that works. That's all good. So why is this one not good? Maybe it's because of all of it. No, it couldn't be. Let's see. Okay, you know what? Let's try it again. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Nope, got the same error. Go away, you recording device. Okay, Jason. Alright, well, we have an error, and I don't really know what happened to get that error, really. Quest up body. Did I do anything different here? I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't really think I did anything different. Yeah. I don't really know why this one isn't working. Maybe it's not. It doesn't like the integer part. That could be why. Let's try this really quick. Sorry for the super long video, guys. I feel like I'm just rambling now. Let's see. ID is still not defined. What are you talking about, bro? What do you mean? I doubt this would do anything. does not do anything here. Okay, so something's going on with the ID here. So there's an error right here. That's just really interesting. Let me. Console.log. So this is just printing it to the console. Let me try that. Let me check this too. Let's see what happens. Go up here. So it's what the? It doesn't even let me print it out. What? That's so odd. That's really odd. /API/recipe. Is it something with the? No, it's not. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. ID is not defined somehow. I don't even know what the ID in this case is. Let me go ahead and terminate this one more time. We'll try one more thing. Let's see. See, this is what coding really is, guys. It's a lot of trial and error. Just gotta see what happens. Okay, so we have user ID, we have type, we have serving amount, we have name, we have serving amount. Why are these in like that? I don't get that. Null prototype, object null prototype. Maybe I should surround these in strings. Not sure if that does anything or not. Let's see, there's definitely something wrong with the ID, for sure. Let's send it again. You know what? Let's just do it like this. User ID and serving amount, and then we're going to change it here as well. Maybe it's funny about that. Maybe it doesn't like the hyphen there. Let's see here. Let's see if that works. We got to change it here as well. User ID. Serving amount, yep. Here as well. User ID. Serving amount. Yep. One more time. Serving amount. User ID. Yep. Okay, let's try that then. Okay, let's restart the server one last time. Sorry, I know I keep saying one last time. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's by far my longest video. Believe me, I spend a lot of my time coding, so this is not even like a long session for me at all. Okay. Let's go ahead and try this again. Oh, yay! Let's freaking go, guys. We got it. Wait, where's Where's the ID and stuff? What the heck? What on earth? Oh wait, whoops. We didn't fix this. Hold on 1 minute. Let's just fix this and it should work. Okay, let's try it. Let's save this. Okay, let's try it one more time. Oh, I think it's because we have... What the heck? Error. And there's no errors. I don't get that. ID. Serving amount, sorry. Okay. If it does not equal 0, my bad. Whoopsie. Okay, now this is it. This is it, guys. I'm calling it. Oh, I forgot to save and restart the database. Oh, my famous catchphrase one more time. Okay. Now, we might get an error for duplicate. Nope. We got it, boys. Let's go. Alright, recreated the endpoint. Sweet. Let's see how long that took us. Wow, only 52 minutes. I'm being sarcastic. That's an extremely long amount of time for one endpoint, but whatever. I'm terrible at coding, but at least I got it working, you know. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's exactly what I needed. Yeah. Alright, guys, this has been my longest video ever, but I will have a little bit of typing for you guys. I'll just go in this Word doc so I don't mess up anything in my code. I'll type a little bit. Guys, this video is gonna take so long to get up onto YouTube. My goodness, thank God I have it on my computer and not my phone. There is no way my phone would have been able to store this huge file. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was relaxing for you, and I hope the whispers relaxed you and the typing relaxed you. Yeah. I definitely want to do something like this again because I feel very good because I'm productive, and let me go ahead and not look at the title. That's funny. Yeah, let's go ahead and not save that weird Word doc. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoy doing this stuff. It kind of actually helps me to talk aloud, even though I know not many people might be listening, but if at least somebody's listening, and even if no one's listening, it helps me to talk out what I'm doing so I can understand this stuff better. Yeah, I just really like coding, and I like doing ASMR, so maybe another time if I want to code again in front of you guys, I can do that, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let's get some good vibes before we go. Let me move my microphone so we can get better good vibes. Let me adjust my microphone here. Alright. Good vibes, 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 good vibes. Get good vibes, 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 get good vibes. Alright. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a very long one, my longest video ever. Leave a like if you liked the video. Make sure you comment on what I should do next. I'm still waiting on the community tab. It's so annoying. It's been almost a week since I got 1,000 subscribers, and they still haven't gotten the community tab. I promise you guys, I'm looking every single day for it. Once that gets up, I'm gonna make a post and so you guys can ask some questions, and I will do a Q&A. I know some people are asking about it. I will definitely be doing it. So as soon as that community tab comes up, you guys will see a post and you'll be able to ask some questions, and I will answer every single one as long as it's not too weird or personal. But there's not much I won't tell you guys, so feel free to ask anything. I'm not gonna really get offended very easily, so say whatever you want. Yeah, so that's it for this one. We're almost at an hour, which is pretty amazing. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I just keep on rambling on. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see